Let's move on to our next topic. Now, last week we talked about the guide to starting over, take back your life. And some of the steps that I suggested or recommended for you guys to do. One of the things is to identify what's the real reason. Why do you feel like you need to make the necessary steps in order to create change in your life towards better health and getting in better shape? Okay, so I asked you to write that down. The other thing we talked about is writing down just maybe a few goals, not event driven goals like getting ready for a wedding. Those are fine, but they need to come later. Okay, we're talking about lifelong goals that will keep you focused on overall why you're doing this and what you're really kind of moving towards. It's for life, right? So write down, what it is that you want to accomplish when you're about to embark on something new or something that you've been inconsistent with. And then the last thing that I asked you to do was to log your food choices for 3 or 4 days. And those of you who are interested in me analyzing or letting people just kind of take a peek at what your habits are through the week, to send it in to me, and that way we can kind of just see what was going on with you and to make a few suggestions. So we have one of our viewers who emailed in to me their food log, and so what I want you to do is listen, and I'm going to read it off for 3 days what this individual had. And for those of you who are in our chat room, what I would like for you to do before I even make any recommendations or suggestions is, based on what you hear, I want to hear what you would have to say about what you think you may think that this person consumes too much of, or what you may identify that may not be necessarily the best thing to do. Okay, excuse me. So for day one, she had breakfast. She had a small box of raisins and a nectarine. For lunch, she had a side salad, a half a bowl of chicken vegetable soup, 14 saltine crackers. For snack, she had one small box of dried cranberries, a half a mango, and she had a 20-ounce bottle of water. Okay, for dinner, she had a bowl of collard greens with smoked turkey, some broccoli spears, 2 tablespoons of ranch dressing, a half a glass of cranapple juice. Okay, for a snack, she had 1 large cup of tea with coffee mate and sugar. Now, instead of reading to you, because I know you may not be able to remember all of that, I know that I wouldn't if I was listening, but instead of reading to you all of her days, let's just break it down by each day. Day one, she had for breakfast a small box of raisins and nectarine. Does anybody see anything wrong with this? A small box of raisins and a nectarine. So, is anyone going to take a stab at it who is chatting with us? B Girl says the soup and the crackers has too much sodium. Elaine says she needs to drink more water. And Moretta said, where's the protein? Okay, that is good answers. Those are good answers. All right, but we were talking about, okay, so B Girl said that the bowl of chicken soup, she said was, I can't remember what she said about the bowl of chicken soup. I know that someone suggested that she didn't drink enough water. You are correct. She only had 1 20-ounce bottle of water through her whole day. 1 20-ounce bottle of water. Our bodies are made up of more than 75% of water, and you need to feed it what we're made up of. Just like you feed plants, you give them water, they grow. Our bodies are made up of mostly water, so we need to definitely drink more water. Now, the first thing that I want to make a comment about, because I think those were some good choices, but the small box of raisins and a nectarine, she had sugar. The nectarine was its natural sugar, and on top of that, she had a box of raisins. That's not a fruit. Well, some people might argue with me about that, but that's not a natural fruit. That's a box of sugar in addition to a natural sugar. So what's the point? There's no point. So I would make some changes in that. I would move that around, and if you're just going to have some fruit, I would just have some fruit and some water. If you're not a big breakfast person, yes, the protein would be good, but sometimes people may not need to break their protein up and every time they eat, have it every time they have something to eat. Some people may just need mostly liquid in the morning, and my suggestion for the first thing that you actually consume in the morning are beverages, because it gets your system flowing in order for you to get ready to eliminate, because you should be eliminating at least sometime, in the first part of your day. Let's see what someone else made a comment about. All of the things, Big Papa says, all of the things she consumed in the morning turned to sugar. That is absolutely correct. Too much sugar. You're absolutely right. She had raisins. Okay, now for the lunch, we don't even know if that was a homemade chicken vegetable soup, so she consumed high sodium as well if she didn't have a homemade soup. So if that was soup out of a can, I already know that she was having a huge consumption of sodium. And then on top of that, she had saltine crackers. So that was her sodium. She went from sugar to a high intake of sodium. Then she had a small box of dried cranberries and then a half a mango, and then she had some water with it. It was too much sugar. Dinner, she didn't do too bad. She had a bowl of collard greens, some broccoli spears, and she had, again, sugar, half a glass of cranapple juice. And you kind of could pick what part of the day you're going to have that juice, but you need to be consuming the water. Now, day 2, for breakfast, she had a box of dry cranberries and a 12-ounce bottle of water. For lunch, she had a Zaxby snack meal with fries, 1-piece Texas toast, 3 fried chicken tenders, honey mustard sauce, and a cherry soda. I'm sure that it's not going to take a rocket scientist to kind of tear that meal apart. For dinner, she had a large bowl of chicken vegetable soup with rice and 2 glasses of wine. For a snack, she had a medium-sized piece of chocolate cake, a half a mango, and a 12-ounce bottle of water. Can anybody tell me what was wrong with day 2? Let's see what it says in our chat room. B-Girl says, well, dag, maybe that was her cheat day. Maybe so. She did a good job at it. But if that was her cheat day, what happened to day 1? Okay, again, in day 2, it was too much sugar. Then she went on, and if one time out of the day is going to be the day that you try to find some form of balance in your meal, she messed up that one time, which would have been lunch, because she had fries, 3 fried chicken tenders, and a piece of Texas toast. And on top of that, she had the cherry soda to go along with it. Okay, day 3, breakfast. She had 1 scrambled egg with cheese, a small pancake, 3 pieces of bacon. For lunch, she had chicken vegetable soup with rice, a glass of wine with pineapples, 6 lemon pepper drumsticks. For snack, she had a medium piece of chocolate cake, a glass of wine with pineapples, a small cup of water. For dinner, she had a grilled chicken tender, yellow rice, green beans with ham, and a cup of ginger ale. And then for snack, she capped it off with a green apple. So, I think maybe the stress level began to go up for her as the week went on. What do you guys think? Those are definitely stress indicators, or those are indicators that you are just kind of on a sugar craving. You have a sugar addiction is basically what it's demonstrating to me. She has sugar just threaded all through this menu. And if any one of you out there can identify with this menu, food is one of our biggest issues. It's all around us. It's traditional. We do it when we get together. We have it as a family. We have it when we're celebrating. We're always having food. And I admit, I know that it's hard. I know I am not admitting by far that it's an easy thing to do. But what I am suggesting, and what this show is all about, is equipping you with the knowledge. So that way when you go into a store or you're in an environment where all of these things are around you and you have to make these choices, you'll remember this information and you'll be able to make the best choice for you at that particular time.